During the Great Expulsion, many of the Jews were expelled to other parts of the world. Samaritans, were not.
Well, I can say that after the destruction of Samaria, the Bible given different stories that contradict one another. In the book of Kings, it's speaking that after the destruction by the Assyrians, there was a total destruction, and the whole inhabitants of the kingdom of Israel sent off to the exile. But in the book of Chronicles, B, in chapter 30, it said that Ezekiel, the king of Judah, after the destruction, he was the son of Ahaz, and the destruction of Samaria was at the time of Ahaz, the king of Judah. So his son, Ezekiel, he brought emissaries to the whole places in the north to collect Israelites from the north that left after the destruction, okay, to come and make Pesach in Jerusalem. And it said there that they went from one city to other city, from one city to other city to ask people to come to Jerusalem. But when they came to the cities of Samaria, the kingdom of Samaria, what was the kingdom of Samaria, the properties of Ephraim and Manasseh, these people in Ephraim and Manasseh rejected them and sent them back. They didn't want to join them because they had their own tradition. But and the bottom line is that there was not a total destruction. But according to the special system of the Assyrian occupation of every place that the Assyrians occupied, they sent only the elite of the people, the aristocracy, the organizers of the next revolution against them. So they sent them to very far place, and they replaced them because they were the administration. They brought from other places administration to, foreign administration with their families to Israel.
Yes.
The former Israel.
Yes.
And they just activated the place for the benefit of the Assyrian treasure.
Yes.
The Assyrians left the majority of the people to just to go on with, working on their land.
Yes.
And having fruits and anything to sell.
They administered the land.
Yes, they administrated the land. So the majority stayed. Only the high society, let's say 10% of the people, sent off.
Today we call...
So we are, the Samaritans, we are descendants of the majority of the Israelites that left after the Assyrian destruction. Not only that, there were, after the 6-day war, immediately after the 6-day war, there was first survey, or archaeological survey, of Samaria and Judea. And it repeated in the year 1980 and 81. And there is a fine article written by Professor Israel Finkelstein of the University of Tel Aviv. And he showed that in many places in Samaria and Judea, after the destruction of Assyria, after the invasion of the Assyrians, there were active cities of Israelites after the destruction. And it just served that what already known, that the Assyrians, they were very wise in holding their empire by sending the organizer far from the land and leaving the majority on the land.
They removed the brains of the people.
Yeah. So some of the foreigners, in a very long process, like it happened, okay? Assimilation of Jews into Christians here in the American society, it is not a new thing, okay? In long process, people just fell in love with their neighbors. So this is what really happened. Some of the people converted into the Israelite majority, and some of them just go on with their own customs, pagan customs at the ancient times. So this is what really happened. But nobody could claim that these minority of foreign people influence with their culture the Israelite culture, or change the Samaritan, what we call Samaritan culture. If the answer, if they change, the answer is yes, this is the same yes for the Jews that in later period, at the time of the Hasmoneans, converted by force the Edomites and other nations, neighboring nations, to be Jews. And nobody claims that the Edomites or other nations influenced the Jewish culture. So if here the answer is no, also in the Samaritan side, the answer is no.
At one time, the theory was that your origins are from those conquering Assyrians. However, today, the pendulum has swung in your direction, and most scholars believe that indeed your people are from the northern tribes of Israel.
Well, I can speak as a Samaritan and as a scholar, a combination of Samaritan and scholar. And I'm very proud about both positions. So I can say that we don't need confirmation from anybody about what we are. This is a tradition of people that never left the land of Israel. I myself, 125 generations in the Holy Land. My 4 children, 2 and 2, they are the 126th generation in the Holy Land. And they are raising my grandchildren, and my 5 grandchildren, a temporary number. They promised me that in the next decade they will triple the number. And for me this is important to expand the Samaritan community. So this is my self-contribution for the expansion of the community.
You should have mazel tov.
Thank you very much. So I am third in the league. My sons second in the league, and my grandchildren are first in the league. I mean, they are 127 generation in the Holy Land. Them and their forefathers, and of course myself, never left the Holy Land, never settled outside the Holy Land. I'm here in America, I'm not in the Holy Land, but this is only for a short visit.
Wow.
I don't have any intention to settle in America. Even there are many Jews that dream about settling in America.
Oftentimes people hear about this area where you live, and it's referred to as the West Bank. The West Bank.
Why calling it in our foreign names? Why not calling it Judea and Samaria? This is the ancient names of the place, and this is the original names, Judea and Samaria. West Bank, this is a British definition.
Yes.
And the British just came only 50 or 75 years ago.
Yes.
We are speaking here about definitions of thousands of years. Judea and Samaria. No matter who will take the control on those places, their names will never change. Judea and Samaria. So we are living in Samaria.
Judea, the tribe of Judah, and Samaria,
So simple. Judea, Jews. Samaria, Samaritans.
But Samaria is Ephraim and Manasseh, correct?
Ephraim and Manasseh, the region of Samaria.
Yes.
But you have to know that the kingdom of Israel called by different names. The kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Ephraim, and the kingdom of Samaria. Or in Hebrew, Malchut Shomron, Malchut Ephraim, and Malchut Israel.
You have a very important story to tell. Your people are divided in 2 parts of the land. Half of your people live in a city called Chalon near Tel Aviv. clearly in what we call Israel proper.
Yeah,
And the other half of your people, they live in
on the mountain.
on the mountain Har Gerizim, Mount Gerizim.
Yeah.
And until recently, you were living in Nablus.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you move to the mountain?
We are living in the most sensitive place in the world politically.